Hello, welcome to today's long-awaited video. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of this in this single video because so many things can go wrong. I'm finally going to show you Brutus taking off. Now here we have a somewhat completed Brutus. Yep, in all its glory. Yeah, we'll just retract this. Now a lot of things have to happen, a lot of things have to go right, a lot of things can go wrong. Hopefully they don't. Quickly run you through. We have the central Brutus module here. We have the Brutus RCS tank here. We have got the Juno lander module here. And we of course have the side boosters which you saw us docking in an earlier episode. Now these side boosters here, they're literally just so we don't have to waste too much fuel getting into an escape of trajectory. Alright, now I've set up ourselves a node here. I believe it's on the other side. Yes, there it is. And this node is going to shoot us out into deep space, where hopefully we're going to get a nice intercept with Juno over here. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there. Alright, well, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to time warp, I believe, till we get to that maneuver node. We're about 10 seconds till we get there. Getting there. Do. Not moving too far away from that node at least. And we might have to do this in 2 orbits. Now hopefully everything is set up correctly. Okay. Now I want SCS on, RCS on, into maneuver node. Let's try and move this beast. Lights on so we can see stuff going on. Now it does have a lot of RCS here. So it does actually move, not too bad considering it's a gargantuan size. We're going to have to move back into staging mode. We're already in staging mode, that's good. Now then, hopefully I've got this set right. Let's see what happens if I begin to throttle. Looking good. Looking good indeed. Now let's increase that throttle a bit. Now we're going to start swaying around a bit. We are. Okay. Brutus does not hold on very well there. Gotta do this in bursts. If you don't, the whole craft will tear itself apart. See? That doesn't look too good. Need a way to get this more stable. Quickly time warp. There we are. Get back into position. Now we've got to do this very gently. It is very tedious operation, this. There we go. Slowly push it. Get this going. Let's see what that orbit's starting to look like now. Yeah, we're happily... Yes, we're pushing the apoapsis out nicely. How's the craft handling? Staying fairly solid so far. Let's increase it a little bit more. Too much and this whole thing will tear apart. It's not very stable with the amount of delta V it has. Whoa, that's a lot of thrusters. So as I mentioned, these side boosters here are literally just to get this thing into a decent escape trajectory without having to waste too much of its own fuel. We'll probably go a little bit more now. Okay. I reckon it's probably enough here. Let's do another rotation round. We'll start throttling about here, I believe. So as you can see, it's going to take a little bit longer to come round, but we're going to come in a little bit faster now. So each time we do this, we'll come in faster and faster. It's just too big a craft and too unstable to be able to just thrust all in one go. The good thing is planets move very slowly, so even though we have to rotate a few times, it won't make too much difference. And here we go. Let's do some more throttling again. How does she look? Sort of keeping itself in position. Can I throttle up a bit more? go. Maneuver node starting to stay a little bit more stable now. I'll increase this a bit more. Looks like it's holding together. Just. No, we're moving away now. Got to get back into position. Tad of time warp, because if you notice, time warp immediately stops any form of movement and sway happening. I'm just going to retract these in. No major reason, just so it looks a bit more streamlined. Let's get us going again. Cool. Getting ourselves a nice burn. Man, this thing is huge. Starting to drift away again. What's that orbit looking like? It's starting to extend nicely, at least. That'll begin to happen faster and faster. Get back into position. Like I said, this is a very complicated craft for me to take off. It needs really a better way to have these side boosters attached. Okay. Getting there. About halfway through the side boosters now. Now, if I went full throttle right now, the whole thing would just tear apart, plus go into a ridiculous position. I mean, as you can see there, I had to quickly time warp to fix that. Kind of cheating in a way. But this game does it stock, so the way I see it, it's not cheating at all. Alright, we have now pushed past where that node is going to be. Expanding very quickly. Might have to do another rotation, I believe, soon, but we'll push this to a little bit more, maybe to 1.2, 1.3 we'll do it. And okay, let's do another rotation round. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that maneuver node now, and when we get to the periapsis, I'm simply just going to aim into our prograde position. There we go, close enough now. Close enough is good enough. Alright, we're in position. Third attempt. Getting the throttle up a bit. Slowly. We can handle a bit of wiggle here. How much wiggle can I push it? Let's increase that throttle a bit more. Starting to go down. Kill it. Get back into prograde, and there we go. Very, very unstable craft, to say the least. Alright. Starting to expand nicely now. Yeah, so I'll run you through what we're attempting to do. I doubt we'll have the time to do it all in this one mission. However, we'll see how time plays. Now, these side boosters have got about a third, maybe a quarter of their fuel left. We're starting to get some decent speed now. Holding fairly true. Really starting to expand that apoapsis. Still got a little while to go, as you can see. Can we increase this power a bit more? Still holding true. A little bit more. Not deviating yet. Not yet, no. A bit more. Might have to do a third rotation, I think. Time to deviate. Time warp to stop movement. Back into position. And prograde again. Go. Now we should come around pretty fast for the next orbit. I reckon we've... yeah, it's probably enough now. Alrighty. Oh, that's a decent sized apoapsis. Alright, let us get right around. And we are almost back into position. Okay, now we're back into position. Into pro grade position again. We're going to be coming in even faster this time. Alright, in position. Throttle on. We're just going to keep doing this until the liquid fuel has been completely expelled from these boosters. Now, how much mono-propellant have we used? Quite a bit indeed. Which is why I'm going to suck these dry, because we don't really need it. Because I'm going to jettison these side boosters here, I just want to suck all the mono-propellant out of them that we can. No, mono-propellant is quite precious to us for this mission. Alright, they are now empty of mono-propellant. What's that orbit looking like? It's starting to really expand greatly. Getting there, getting there. Let's go a little bit more throttle. So you can imagine the amount of fuel would consume if we were just using this central fuselage to power us into this position. Really starting to boost on now. We want to get an escape trajectory. I can go a little bit more throttle. We're about to hit 3,000 meters per second. Not far to go. And yay, we hit 3,000. Definitely going a lot faster this orbit round. Now we're about to use up the side burners, and they are expired. Now then, we now no longer need them. Undock. And whoop, lost control. Why can't I control this side? Ah, man, I hate it when this does this. No, why can't I click? How frustrating. There must be an easier way to do this. I'm just going to quickly go back to the tracking station. I don't know why it thinks it would be a good idea to give me control of just the side booster. I mean, it's clearly useless. It's just dead weight now. I'll quickly reload. There we go. It's probably going to do the same. Maybe if I click control from here, it'll save that happening again. Undock. Hopefully it did. Now we're just going to push across. It did separate. I honestly can't tell. Looks to me like it's still sort of attached, but no, it's definitely unattached. There we go. Goodbye, side booster. Ah, no more side boosters. Still don't have very good control at this stage, but we can follow on a bit better now. We're about to hit a escape speed. Just RTS back into position. Not long to go now. So this is where the side boosters are going to be left indefinitely. We're about to reach an escape velocity soon. And about to pass the orbit of Minmus. Okay. Let's see how we go targeting wise. Let's hopefully we're going to even go anywhere near where we want to. And there we are. Alright. Apoapsis is now growing. Now you can see I've already lined us up with Juna by getting ourselves into a nice sort of position here. Our descending node is 0 degrees, so that's good. That's why June is quite easy to get to. You don't have to really play with your nodes at all. Can I throttle more? I can. Doesn't look like it's deviating too much. Now the trick I found is to expand your Sun orbiting apoapsis with your first initial burn from Kerbin. That way it just does it so much quicker. Alrighty. Now you can see here I'm firing just out to the right of the Sun. And it's pushing us out this way. Yeah. We're expanding nicely. Let's head into our prograde position. Increase that throttle a bit as well. Then moving down. Get back into position. Everything has to be done with delicate feather touches with this Brutus beast. There we go. Expanding nicely though. Still staying quite true from what I can see. Can I go half throttle? I can. Can I go a bit more? Seems to be holding true. There we go, we'll leave it like that. Let's see how we go. It's expanding, it's expanding. Now I've already set this as our target, so hopefully we're going to get a good intercept around here, I guess. Or was it around here? Actually, I think it's going to be around here. So I probably should have come in a little bit closer or a little bit farther back. Yeah, I prefer to be a little bit closer than anything, because at least then I can slow down coming out and getting back to it. Now, what are you? 19.4? 19.8? Must have an elliptical orbit. So we're definitely farther out than it is now. Would have been smart to wait till we were all here, but it takes so long waiting for it to. Oh dear God! Look, I wasn't even looking at what direction we were travelling then. Okay, we're completely spinning out of control there. All right, let's get back into position. So what happens if you don't keep looking at the trackball there? All right, we're getting back into position now. Cool. I was too busy watching our apoapsis. Completely started losing control. Right, so half throttle was just under half throttle. I think that's as high as we can go safely. This time I'm going to try to keep an eye on this. Well, we threw ourselves out 0.1 of a degree with our nodes with that ridiculous sort of spin-off we did then. Hopefully we're going to get an intercept symbol come up soon once we start breaking the orbit line there. This is the time-consuming part of Kerbal orbital mechanics, but it is a very integral part of the game. Possibly even one of the biggest parts of the game. Right, there we go. Closest approaches here. Excellent. Let's see how low we can go with our first burn. Dropping down, we're still in position. Yes. Oh, what a terribly designed craft this is. But it does work. Just. tiny bit more throttle. Still continuing to go down. So as you can see what's happening here, I've come in a little bit too fast, so I'm going to lose a bit of speed coming out here and actually let Junior catch up to us, and that's what this is representing here. Okay. We should get an intercept very soon, and it's getting there. It's only got a small sphere of influence, this planet. The arrows are about to line up. Oh. Alright, well, it was pretty darn close there. Let's do it a bit out here. We're about 186,000 kilometers away. So what can we do maneuver-wise to change this? I'm just going to have a little play with these numbers here. How close can we get it? Oh, no. There we go, bam. We go to maneuver node. We're going to get ready to warp here, and goodbye sun. I mean goodbye Kerbin. There you can see the moon orbiting it, and it's about to disappear. I can still see it. Still see it. Nope, it's gone now. We are officially in deep space. Travelling to the unknown. Must get very lonely here. Okay. Almost in our position now. Get into position. And 11 days away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, completely overshot that. But it doesn't matter. Well, not too much anyway. And he reckons it's a fairly small burn. Let's see what we get when we kill it. There we go. Remove this, and we have Periapsis. Beautiful. Now if I just keep playing with this a little bit, does it go smaller? It does. Let's just see how small we can get it. No, that's as small as we can get it. Now I don't know if we're coming in too high, too low, or what, but I think where the ascending node is here. I'll add a maneuver there to just fine tune it a little bit more. It's not making too much difference there, to be honest. Play with these numbers a bit. I just want to get a little bit closer than 45 million meters. 4587. 46. Lost it. I have to wait till we're a bit closer, I believe. At the least, where this ascending node is, we could make that 1%. We could probably fix 45 million anyway once we get closer to it. What happens if we get a bit closer here and play with the maneuver node? Yeah, these numbers are just jumping everywhere. Stay still, would you? Let's just wing it. Let's just wing it. Wait till we're closer. I really don't need it set as a target anymore. That's just giving me too many stats. It's just confusing my feeble little brain. Alright. Some more stupid damn mechanics here. Okay, so we have two numbers here. Is that going to go smaller there? It is, by a little bit. How frustrating. So much easier to do this in the first hit. Well, that seems to be working, this one here. 37, 36, 34, 32. How low can I get it with this? Quite a bit lower. Is it going up now? No, it's still going down. 49. 3, 2. Can I get it into the less than 1? I can. I can get it very low indeed. That's fine. Let's get here. Warp. Well, that was worth it. That little tweak there, getting us much, much closer. Now, we've been in space for 4 years. Unfortunately, that includes me just pointlessly waiting for Junior to get into a good position, which I think is very imperative. There's my maneuver node there. Node is in 40 days. Needs another time warp option. Maybe I'm just too impatient. 17 days. Let's get this at least down to 2, 1. There we go. 30 seconds away from the node. That's going to be very accurate as far as, well, these standards. Like I said, you can have quite a margin of inaccuracy, I find, with the planets, as opposed to, you know, docking or something like that around a small body. That needs to be a wee bit more accurate. Now, from what I can see, it's almost half an hour we've been playing for at this stage, so I don't want to waste too much more of your time. See, a lot of this time is spent just going around Kerbin to get the correct speed. Move back up. And pew. Okay. 1.3, can I make that smaller just by burning in the same position? I can't. But 1.3 is very close. I think it's time to get the encounter now. Brutus 7, here we go. Now I'm hoping I can get us into a nice equatorial orbit. And that's probably where I will cease this mission at this stage. It's just going to take too much time. Part 2, of course, will involve landing on Juno. Almost with our encounter, and there we go. Now where are we coming in from? That's really not too bad. I'm actually quite happy with that. However, I want it to be nice and lined up around the equator. And that's better. Get into position. And we burn for about 14 seconds to give ourselves this kind of trajectory. Almost there. Now I'm doing this because I want, as I said, I want to be coming in around the equator, and that's all about making it simpler to re-dock with the mothership when we want to go home. Otherwise it's going to be quite painfully difficult, and we have limited fuel on the return craft. Back into position. There we go. position. I could probably redesign the whole thing so I don't get this sway, but I don't mind, I can live with it. It's probably frustrating the crap out of you guys, just rethinking, just build a better craft, one that's actually stable. That's good enough. Let's have a look what we're going to do. We're going to come in around 600,000. That's not too bad. Now I think if I come around this side here, well, I don't want an Ike encounter. Fairly certain that will slow me down doing this. So I'm sure if I come around here, and it will pull me away from here, and hopefully that will be a sort of gravity slow. It will add a little bit of rotational energy to the planet. And burn for about 26 seconds with this one. Now Brutus has so much fuel, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We still have, what have we got here? 17,000 out of 20,000. Plenty. What is that position there? That is the radial in, of course. Get rid of that. And just wait till we go through the planet. Now I technically want to be radial out. That's the only problem, when you do this it will switch of course from radial in to radial out. There we go. We got an Ike encounter. There we go. And now where actually are we in relation to the planet? $38,000. I mean, that's not too bad. Let's go out a bit more though. To about 60. And we will probably want to change this maneuver up a little bit here. Does that look straightish to you guys? More? Well, maybe we'll make it so Ike is straight. There we are. No, I'm not happy with that. We'll do it like that. Get to maneuver here. Alrighty. Now I've got to make sure I can actually slow down enough to get into a nice circularized orbit. Probably a little bit too much there, since we're so much closer. Let's get, speaking of closer, let's get closer now. We start moving in. We're going to get a nice Ike encounter here. Maybe we can wipe some speed off with the Ike encounter. Okay, let's look at some stuff now. Yay! We're here. It's pretty darn cool, I like to think. Actually, we'll get ourselves into a retrograde position, because that's what we're going to have to do. Well, we have made it to Juna now, but can we safely get captured by it? So much mono-propellant needing to be used. How much have we got? We're about halfway through our mono-propellant, actually. That could be a concern. We'll soon find out, though. Alright. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Such a tiny moon, that one. Now I actually have a stack of stuff orbiting around that at the moment. Previous Brutus test I did brought a whole stack of polar probes which are orbiting around it as we speak. Now we're a bit closer, let's actually have a better look at what's going on. Oh, we'll wait till we've lost our account. There we go. That's really not too bad, like, at all. We're still in a retrograde position. What happens if I start trying to do a burn retrograde now? Slowing down somewhat. Now I should probably do, I think, a quick save here, just in case. So I'm probably going to do some form of mistake. Kill us all. And we should radial in a bit as well. So I want to be closer than that. Much closer. In fact, what's this thing orbiting at? 60,000. 60,000 is what we're aiming for then. Getting closer. Nice lineup we came in with though. From what I can see, that's fairly close to the equator, maybe. It would probably behoove of me to do a bit of an aero brake. Seems we're coming in quite fast. Don't know how close or how we have to come in to do that though. I can't remember, and I don't really want to go quick loading in front of you guys. No, I'm sure that actually looks quite straight. Now then, how long will I have to burn for to get captured? "5 minutes of burn. That is significant to say the least. Very significant. I'm going to continue radialing in until about 20,000. I'm going to use some atmosphere to slow me down. This is not going to end well. It's a very, very thin, tenuous atmosphere though. 23,000. And we will get into a retrograde position. We're probably going to spin uncontrollably here. I'm going to quick save now. And we will begin to move in. Da da na 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 do do. Alright. No, we are definitely going to be coming in very close. I hope there's no like mountain tops or anything. No, I don't think there's anything that high. Very unlikely. Okay, I'm going to turn our RCS off. So there's really not too much we're going to be able to do at this stage once we start entering the atmosphere. Very elegant though. Where's Ike? Is that still in focus? No? No, I think we've come around too much. Oh, you can start to see some of the mountain ranges. Yeah, you can actually see the atmosphere glowing now. I'm perhaps a little bit concerned with the altitude we're coming in at. We're soon going to see what happens. We'll turn these lights off. We don't need lights here. Dropping down quickly. Maybe I should have, like a 30 or 40 might have been better actually. I hope we don't burn up. Let's retract this antenna. Now we're going to spin around, we're going to lose control, we're going to tear apart, because we are coming in very fast. Alright, we are past the point of no return now. And we're going to go another 10,000 meters closer. I don't like the way this is going. I wonder what the Kerbals can see. Absolutely nothing. Oh, there we go. Oh, he knows we're in trouble now. We're spinning a bit, but it's not. Spinning is certainly not a major concern. Well, not that spin anyway. As long as we don't start spinning this way, I don't mind a little bit of rotation that way. We're starting to wipe off some speed. Almost at that periapsis now. Maybe we should have actually come in shallower. Ah, yes. Free brakes. Why use fuel to slow down? Oh, what's that over there? Nothing. Almost looked like there's some more base there. This is a good way to distribute the heat though. We're still going down. Now the worst possible thing that could probably happen, besides, you know, total annihilation, would be to lose our mono-propellant there. I'm seeing if we can actually counter this rotation a bit here. We're actually starting to go back up now. So maybe if I can just throttle a little bit here, just to assist in this. Slow down at all. Did I stop that rotation? Well, we still certainly have an escape velocity, that's for sure. Throttle on more. I actually think this is keeping us quite stable the way we're rotating. We gotta get captured. We only have a small moment of opportunity. I think we might have had to have come in a lot shallower then. Do we have the delta V to stop? I was almost thinking maybe 15,000 meters might have been better. No, I think this rotation is somewhat key to us not dying straight away. Gravity will now start slowing us down. We gotta wipe off a lot more speed than this. Starting to move all over the place, unfortunately. into a position of slowing down. I do not know. I mean, there's a few factors at least slowing us down. Can we get safely captured? Starting to get into a much safer speed though now. I think this needs to be about 900, something like that, so... Come on. We still have a very, very significant escape trajectory at this stage. It's curving though. Beginning to curve. Beginning to curve more and more. This might work. What is that altitude? 100,000. We certainly don't want that. We want about 60,000 like these tugs. You can see I've got a lot of Brutus tugs around here, so I have been here before with a Brutus. I know Brutus can get here and back, but can we land on Mars? Or Juno, I should say. Sorry, apologies. Now we did a bit of an aero brake. I think that was a gravity assist slowdown. I'm not too sure. I think it depends on the rotation of the planet, which way you come in. Okay. Really starting to arc now. I think we're about to get in orbit. Almost. And there we go. Let's get this down as low as we can. I'm going to have to do another increase in burn here to push this back out. But I think we've done it. We'll begin consuming more and more fuel, unfortunately, to do this. Okay. Looks like a mission success so far. How much mono-propellant do we have left? We really don't have much mono-propellant left at all. Should have brought more mono-propellant. Okay, now we need to get into a prograde position, get to about here, almost in the prograde there. I don't know why we've used so much mono-propellant for this mission. Certainly touch and go. Get this to about 60,000. To retrograde and still orbit round. We and almost about to line up soon. There we go. Can be circularized, sorry. Still got a lot to go. Might have to do another rotation round, possibly. I don't want this dropping below 60,000. That will start picking up in speed soon. It's requiring more and more delta V. And this mono-propellant is getting to be a major concern. I think we're actually going to run out of mono-propellant. Doesn't mean we're doomed, it just means, whoa, it's not going to be pretty getting back. Must get them both to 60,000. Very imperative. About 300,000 to go. Now we'll have to do another rotation. There we are. Sort of the reverse of what we did before. We are going to run our mono-propellant. Note to self. Stock 2 mono-propellants. I don't know how I did it last time with such little mono-propellant. Well, the worst case scenario is we're stuck here forever. We'll find it very difficult to get back. Maybe it's because I've just left mono-propellant running the whole time. We probably could have done this without. No, we're moving across already. No, mono-propellant is absolutely integral. Well, it hasn't been too bad so far. I mean, this is almost an hour though now. This is 53 minutes my timer is at the moment. And we haven't even landed. Well, we'll leave the best bit for last. Might be able to go a little bit under that. 60,000 is just easy to remember. I don't want too far though. No, I think another rotation is definitely in order. Alright. Another rotation it is. This should be the final rotation. Now, what does that orbit look like? I think that's... wow, that's fairly straight. I think it looks fairly straight. Major concern with this mono-propellant. I mean, as far as our actual fuel, plenty. Absolutely plenty there. We've still got 13,000 of 20,000 left with liquid fuel. Definitely needs a lot more mono-propellant. Double the mono-propellant would have done it. I don't believe I docked 2 last time. Pretty sure it's just a single one. Almost. Almost there. We're done. We are now successfully here. Well, turn that RCS off immediately and SAS off. Alright, we have got some major hurdles getting back home, but that will be for another mission, I believe. Alright, I think that's enough for today. We've already wasted an hour of your time. I hope you were as bored as I was with that. Stay tuned for part 2 when we see if this thing lands. And I will say until next time.